Our planet Earth has some of the most breathtaking landscapes. But unlike tourist-filled cities and towns, there are a few places no human should ever dare to visit. These are not destinations for the intrepid explorer or the casual holidaymaker. They are realms where nature asserts its dominance in the most absolute and uncompromising terms. Here, the very air can be poisoned, the ground can boil, and the silence can be a prelude to a swift and certain end. These are the planet's own fortresses, guarded by extreme temperatures, lethal inhabitants, and forces that defy our understanding. We are drawn to the beautiful and the sublime, yet there is a profound and primal fascination with the dangerous. It is a reminder of our own vulnerability in the face of the Earth's raw, untamed power. To look upon these places, even from the safety of a screen, is to witness the very limits of life, the boundaries that nature itself has drawn. They are a testament to the fact that not all of this world was made for us. They are monuments to a power far greater than our own, where survival is not a given, but an impossibility. Join me as we embark on a journey to the very edges of our world, to locations so hazardous they are forbidden to all but a very few, and sometimes to none at all. These are the places where the planet's beauty is matched only by its lethality. We will explore the science, the stories, and the sheer terrifying reality of these natural wonders. Here are the most dangerous places on Earth. Off the coast of Brazil, shrouded in mist and legend, lies an island so perilous that the Brazilian government has forbidden any human from setting foot upon it. Its official name is Ilha da Queimada Grande, but it is known to the world by a more evocative and chilling title, Snake Island. This small, unassuming patch of land, at first glance a lush tropical paradise, is home to one of the highest concentrations of venomous snakes anywhere on the planet. It is a kingdom ruled by serpents, a place where the ground itself seems to writhe with life. The undisputed sovereign of this island is the golden lance-head pit viper, Bothrops insularis. Found nowhere else on Earth, this species has evolved in isolation, developing a venom of terrifying potency. It is estimated to be 3 to 5 times more powerful than that of its mainland relatives. A single bite can cause kidney failure, internal bleeding, necrosis of muscle tissue, and brain hemorrhaging. So swift and deadly is its effect that it can liquefy human flesh, ensuring a rapid and agonizing death for any creature unfortunate enough to be its victim. The sheer number of these creatures is staggering. Conservative estimates suggest there is 1 snake for every square meter of the island, though some local legends claim the density is as high as 5 per square meter. They are everywhere, coiled in the undergrowth, draped from the branches of trees and hidden within the rocky crevices. They hunt the migratory birds that use the island as a resting point, their only source of food. This has driven the evolution of their incredibly potent venom, allowing them to kill and incapacitate their avian prey almost instantly, before it has a chance to fly away. The only humans permitted to visit, and only with express permission from the Navy, are a handful of biologists and researchers who study this unique and deadly ecosystem. Clad in full-body protective gear, they move with extreme caution, acutely aware that every step could be their last. The island's lighthouse, once manned, is now automated. The story of its last keeper is a grim local tale, a warning of the island's unforgiving nature. He and his family were said to have been found dead in their home, overcome by snakes that had slithered in through the windows. Ilha da Queimada Grande is a living laboratory of evolution, but it is also a place of primal fear. It represents a raw, untamable corner of the natural world, a place where humanity is not the dominant species. It is a stark and powerful reminder that there are still places on this earth that are not meant for us, where nature reigns with a lethal and absolute authority. It is, without question, one of the most dangerous places on the planet. In the heart of Sumatra, Indonesia, stands a mountain that for centuries slept in silence. Mount Sinabung was considered dormant, a quiet giant amidst the lush Karo highlands. For 400 years it gave no sign of the immense power that lay slumbering beneath. Villages and farms flourished on its fertile slopes, their inhabitants living in a peaceful coexistence with the peak that towered over them. But in 2010 the giant awoke, and the peace was shattered forever. The eruption was sudden and violent, a catastrophic release of pressure that had been building for generations. A column of ash and smoke billowed miles into the sky, blotting out the sun and raining down a thick grey blanket upon the landscape. What followed was not a single event, but the beginning of a new and terrifying era for the region. Sinabung had entered a new, eruptive phase, becoming one of the most active and unpredictable volcanoes in Indonesia's volatile Ring of Fire. Since that first eruption, Sinabung has remained in a near-constant state of agitation. It spews hot gas, ash and rock with alarming frequency, often with little to no warning. The greatest danger it poses is the pyroclastic flow, a searing, fast-moving avalanche of gas and volcanic debris that can reach temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees Celsius and travel at hundreds of kilometers per hour. These flows are utterly devastating, incinerating everything in their path and leaving behind a desolate, monochrome landscape of ash and death. The consequences for the local population have been tragic. Thousands have been forced to flee their homes, abandoning their villages and their livelihoods to the mercy of the mountain. A red zone has been established around the volcano, a perimeter of several kilometers that is strictly off limits. Yet the volcano's reach is long. Eruptions have claimed the lives of those who ventured too close, including journalists, rescue workers and villagers attempting to check on their abandoned properties. The air is often thick with toxic sulfur dioxide, a silent and invisible threat to any life that remains. Mount Sinabung serves as a dramatic and humbling illustration of the Earth's geological power. Its beautiful conical shape belies the chaotic and destructive force contained within. It is a place in constant violent flux, a landscape being remade by fire and ash. For the foreseeable future, this once peaceful mountain will remain a no-go zone, a place where the ground is unstable, the air is poisonous, and the threat of a cataclysmic eruption is a daily reality. There is a stretch of the North Atlantic Ocean, its points loosely defined by Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico, that has captured the human imagination like few other places on Earth. It is not marked on any official map, yet it is known the world over. They call it the Bermuda Triangle, or sometimes the Devil's Triangle. For decades, it has been synonymous with mystery and inexplicable loss. It is a place where ships and aircraft have vanished, seemingly without a trace, leaving behind only questions and unsettling legends. The lore of the Triangle is built upon a foundation of genuine disappearances. One of the most famous cases is that of Flight 19, a squadron of 5 US Navy torpedo bombers that vanished during a training exercise in 1945. The flight leader was heard on the radio disoriented, his compasses apparently malfunctioning, reporting that everything was wrong and that they were completely lost. A search and rescue plane sent to find them also disappeared. In total, 6 aircraft and 27 men were lost that day, never to be seen again. Over the years, the list of vanished vessels has grown. The USS Cyclops, a massive US Navy cargo ship with over 300 people on board, disappeared in the area in 1918. No distress call was ever received and no wreckage was ever found. Commercial airliners, private yachts and military craft have all been added to the Triangle's unsettling ledger. These events have given rise to a host of speculative theories, ranging from the plausible to the utterly fantastic. Could it be a gateway to another dimension, a hunting ground for extraterrestrial craft? Science, however, offers more prosaic, though no less compelling, explanations. The area is known for its uniquely treacherous weather. It is a region where violent, unpredictable storms can form with incredible speed, creating colossal, rogue waves capable of swallowing a ship whole. The Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current, flows through the Triangle, which could quickly disperse any wreckage, making it almost impossible to locate. Furthermore, the region is one of only 2 places on Earth where a compass points to true north rather than magnetic north, which could have caused navigational confusion for early pilots and mariners. Another compelling theory involves vast deposits of methane hydrate on the seafloor. If a pocket of this frozen gas were to destabilize, it could release a massive bubble of methane to the surface. This eruption of gas could drastically reduce the density of the water, causing a ship floating above to lose its buoyancy and sink in an instant. If this gas reached the atmosphere, it could ignite in an aircraft's engine, causing an explosion. Despite these scientific explanations, the Bermuda Triangle remains a powerful symbol of the unknown, a testament to the ocean's ability to keep its secrets and a place where fact and folklore are forever intertwined in its deep, dark waters. In the arid expanse of northern Tanzania, near the Kenyan border, lies a body of water that appears both beautiful and deeply menacing. This is Lake Natron. Its shallow waters often have a startling blood-red hue, a result of the salt-loving microorganisms that thrive within it. The shoreline is encrusted with white, crystalline salt deposits, giving it an otherworldly appearance. But this strange beauty masks a lethal secret. Lake Natron is one of the most caustic and inhospitable bodies of water on the planet, a place that turns living creatures to stone. The lake's lethality comes from its extreme chemical composition. It is fed by mineral-rich hot springs and a river that flows through a landscape dominated by Oldoinyo Lengai, a nearby active volcano. This volcano is unique in that it erupts natrocarbonatite lava, which is rich in sodium carbonate and other minerals. These alkaline compounds wash into the lake, creating a chemical soup with a pH level as high as 10.5, almost as alkaline as ammonia. The water is, in effect, a corrosive solution that can burn the skin and eyes of most animals. The most haunting feature of Lake Natron is the collection of calcified statues that litter its shores. Birds, particularly flamingos that are drawn to the lake's algae, sometimes misjudge their landing or fall into the water and perish. The lake's unique chemical brew then goes to work. The high concentration of sodium carbonate acts as a remarkable preservative, just as the ancient Egyptians used natron for their mummification rituals. It embalms the animals, calcifying their bodies and hardening them into eerie, stone-like figures, perfectly preserved in their final, desperate poses. Despite these deadly conditions, life, in a specialized form, has found a way. The lake is a crucial breeding ground for the lesser flamingo. These birds have adapted with tough skin and salt-excreting glands, allowing them to tolerate the caustic water. They build their mud nests on salt islands that rise from the lake, creating a safe haven from predators who cannot brave the toxic shallows. It is a stunning paradox. One of the world's most inhospitable environments is also the single most important breeding site for this species. For any unadapted creature, however, Lake Natron is a death trap. The water temperature can reach a scalding 60 degrees Celsius, hot enough to cause severe burns. The combination of extreme heat and extreme alkalinity makes it a place where few things can survive. It is a landscape of stark contrasts, of vibrant life and petrified death, a natural wonder that serves as a powerful and chilling reminder of the strange and deadly chemistry that can shape our world. In the Mojave Desert of California lies a place whose name is no exaggeration. Death Valley is a land of superlatives, a basin of extreme and relentless heat. It holds the record for the highest air temperature ever reliably recorded on Earth, a staggering 56.7 degrees Celsius or 134 degrees Fahrenheit. In the summer months, the ground temperature can soar to near boiling point, hot enough to cook an egg, and the air itself feels like the blast from a furnace. It is the hottest, driest, and lowest place in North America. Survival here is a battle against dehydration and heat stroke. The valley receives less than 2 inches of rainfall a year, and the intense heat evaporates any moisture with brutal efficiency. For any creature, including humans, to be caught here without a substantial water supply is a death sentence. The sun beats down from a cloudless sky, reflecting off the pale salt flats and barren rock, creating an environment where there is no shade and no respite. The very landscape seems designed to drain the life from anything that dares to cross it. Yet Death Valley is not merely a place of heat, it is a land of strange and mysterious phenomena. At a remote, dry lakebed known as Racetrack Playa, an impossible event occurs. Large rocks, some weighing hundreds of pounds, appear to move across the flat, cracked earth on their own, leaving long, shallow tracks behind them in the dried mud. For decades, this geological puzzle baffled scientists, giving rise to theories of magnetic fields and human intervention. The truth, discovered only recently, is as elegant as it is rare, a precise combination of thin ice sheets forming on winter nights, light winds and the morning sun melting the ice, allowing the rocks to skate across the slick, muddy surface. The valley also possesses an acoustic marvel. At the Mesquite Flat sand dunes, under the right conditions of wind and humidity, the sand begins to sing. As avalanches of sand slide down the steep dune faces, they produce a deep, resonant hum, a low-frequency booming sound that can be both heard and felt. It is a haunting and beautiful sound in a place of such profound silence, a reminder that even in this desolate landscape there are forces at work that can create wonder. Death Valley is a place of profound and dangerous beauty. Its stark, sculpted badlands, its vast salt pans and its towering sand dunes create a landscape of breathtaking scale and severity. It is a testament to the extremes that our planet can produce, a place that pushes the boundaries of life itself. It challenges all who enter, demanding respect for its lethal power, while simultaneously revealing some of nature's most curious and captivating secrets. In the northern reaches of Africa's Great Rift Valley, spanning parts of Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Djibouti, lies a region so alien and hostile it is often called Hell on Earth. This is the Danakil Depression. It is one of the lowest and hottest places on the planet, a vast basin that sinks to more than 100 meters below sea level. Here the Earth's crust is stretched thin, and the boundary between our world and the molten mantle below feels terrifyingly close. It is a landscape forged by fire and salt. The heat in the Danakil is relentless and oppressive. Daytime temperatures consistently soar above 50 degrees Celsius, making it the land with the highest average year-round temperature on the planet. There is virtually no rainfall. The air is thick, shimmering with heat, and often filled with the acrid smell of sulfur. It is a place that tests the absolute limits of human endurance, a landscape where survival itself seems an act of defiance against the overwhelming power of the elements. What makes the Danakil truly surreal is its vibrant, almost psychedelic geology. The region is pockmarked with active volcanoes, bubbling lava lakes, and vast salt flats. In the Dalol area, geothermal activity creates a landscape unlike any other. Hot springs saturated with salt, iron, and sulfur bubble to the surface, forming incredible structures of bright yellow, acid green, and vivid orange. The ground is a fragile crust over pools of boiling acidic water. A single misstep here could mean plunging into a scalding, corrosive brew. The air itself is a hazard. Volcanic fissures, known as fumaroles, constantly vent toxic gases, primarily chlorine and sulfur vapor. Breathing this air for any length of time can be fatal. The combination of extreme heat, lack of water, and poisonous atmosphere makes the Danakil one of the most inhospitable environments imaginable. It is a place where the very building blocks of the planet are exposed in a chaotic and violent display of geological force. Despite these hellish conditions, the Afar people have called this region home for centuries. They are a nomadic people who have adapted to this brutal environment, undertaking perilous journeys to mine salt from the vast plains. They lead camel caravans across the scorching desert, cutting blocks of salt from the earth by hand, in much the same way their ancestors did. Their resilience is a testament to the human ability to adapt and endure in even the most extreme corners of our world. The Danakil Desert remains a land of terrible beauty, a geological wonderland that is as deadly as it is mesmerizing. In the remote and rugged Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia's Far East, at the foot of the Kikpinich volcano lies a place with a grim and fitting name, the Dolina Smerti, or Valley of Death. This relatively small valley, only 2 kilometers long and a few hundred meters wide, is a natural death trap. From a distance it might appear as just another part of this volcanically active and wild landscape. But on the valley floor, the ground is littered with the bodies of animals, foxes, bears, wolverines, and birds, all perfectly preserved by the very thing that killed them. The killer in this valley is invisible, silent, and inescapable. It is a deadly cocktail of volcanic gases, primarily hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide, that seeps from fissures in the ground. Because these gases are heavier than air, they accumulate in the low-lying basin of the valley, forming a layer of poison that hugs the ground. On calm, windless days, this toxic blanket can become highly concentrated, creating a lethal zone for any creature that wanders in. The effect is swift and merciless. An unsuspecting animal, perhaps drawn by the scent of carrion from previous victims, enters the valley. As it descends into the pocket of gas, it begins to suffocate. The hydrogen sulfide attacks the nervous system, causing paralysis and rapid death. The carbon dioxide displaces the oxygen, leading to asphyxiation. The result is a morbid tableau: animals found dead without any sign of a struggle, their bodies left intact in the cold, toxic air. The valley was only officially discovered by scientists in the 1970s, though local legends had long spoken of a cursed place where animals went to die. Researchers who study the area must take extreme precautions, working only on windy days when the gases are dispersed and constantly monitoring the air quality. They can only stay for short periods, fully aware that a sudden drop in the wind could turn the valley into a tomb for them as well. The high concentration of toxic gas preserves the bodies, slowing decomposition and adding to the eerie, frozen-in-time appearance of the site. Kamchatka's Valley of Death is a stark example of how localized geological activity can create microenvironments of extreme danger. It is not a place of fire or ice, but of a quiet, unseen peril. The valley stands as a chilling monument to the hidden forces at work beneath the Earth's surface, a place where the very air is an enemy and where a single breath can be the last. It is a forbidden zone, a natural cemetery that continuously adds to its silent, lifeless population. Nestled in the upper Amazon basin in Bolivia, Madidi National Park is, on the surface, a paradise of biodiversity. It is one of the most ecologically diverse places on Earth, stretching from the glacier-capped peaks of the Andes down to the humid, tropical rainforests of the Tuichi River. It is a world teeming with life, home to jaguars, spectacled bears, giant river otters, and thousands of species of birds and insects. But this vibrant, beautiful wilderness hides a darker side. Every part of this lush environment, it seems, is armed and dangerous. The danger in Madidi is not from a single, overwhelming threat like a volcano or a desert's heat. Instead, it is a cumulative peril, 1,000 small but deadly hazards that lurk behind every leaf and under every stone. The flora itself can be hostile. Contact with certain plants can cause severe rashes, itching, and allergic reactions that can last for weeks. Some trees, like the so-called Coca-Cola tree, are covered in spines and inhabited by aggressive fire ants that swarm and attack anything that touches their home, delivering painful stings. The fauna presents an even greater array of threats. The park is home to some of the most venomous snakes in South America, including the fer-de-lance and the bushmaster, whose bites can be fatal without immediate and specific medical attention. But the danger is not just from the large and obvious predators. The rivers are filled with flesh-eating piranhas and electric eels. The forest floor is home to spiders, scorpions, and giant centipedes, all equipped with potent venom. Perhaps the most insidious dangers are the ones you cannot see. The humid air is thick with insects, many of which carry tropical diseases. Mosquitoes can transmit malaria, dengue fever, and yellow fever. The bite of a sandfly can lead to leishmaniasis, a parasitic disease that causes horrific skin ulcers and can be fatal if it attacks the internal organs. Even a small cut or scratch, if left untreated in the jungle's humidity, can quickly become infected by aggressive bacteria, leading to sepsis. Getting lost in Madidi is a terrifying prospect. The jungle is a dense, disorienting labyrinth where visibility is limited and every direction looks the same. Without a skilled local guide, even experienced explorers can become hopelessly disoriented within hours. The story of one tourist who survived for weeks, lost and alone, is a testament to human endurance, but it also highlights the extreme and constant danger of this environment. Madidi National Park is a jewel of our planet's biodiversity, but it is a wild and unforgiving place that demands the utmost respect and caution. It is a paradise that can kill. Deep beneath the Chihuahuan Desert in northern Mexico, connected to the Nica mine, lies a chamber that seems to belong to a fantasy world. This is the Cueva de los Cristales, the Cave of Crystals. It is a geological marvel, a cavern filled with colossal gypsum crystals of a size and purity found nowhere else on Earth. Beams of selenite, some as long as 12 meters and weighing up to 55 tons, crisscross the cave in a breathtaking, chaotic display. They are translucent, milky white, and have been growing in perfect stillness for perhaps 500,000 years. This subterranean wonderland, however, is one of the most lethally hostile environments a human can enter. The cave is located almost 300 meters, nearly 1,000 feet underground, directly above a magma chamber. This proximity to the Earth's molten interior heats the cave to an unbearable temperature of around 58 degrees Celsius, or 136 degrees Fahrenheit. But it is not just the heat that makes it so deadly. It is the suffocating humidity, which hovers between 90 and 99%. In these conditions, the human body's primary cooling mechanism, sweating, becomes useless. The air is so saturated with moisture that sweat cannot evaporate from the skin, Instead of cooling you down, the hot, humid air begins to condense inside your lungs, effectively drowning you from the inside out. Without specialized protective gear, a person would lose consciousness in a matter of minutes and would likely not survive for more than 10. The air is hot, thick, and heavy, and every breath feels like inhaling steam. The only people who have ever entered this cave are scientists and explorers equipped with custom-made refrigerated suits and breathing systems. These suits, packed with ice and connected to a respirator that provides cool, dry air, can extend survival time to around 45 minutes. Even with this technology, the experience is grueling and fraught with danger. The crystal surfaces are slippery, and the layout of the cave is treacherous. A fall could be catastrophic, and any tear in the protective suit would expose the wearer to the lethal atmosphere. The Cave of Crystals is a paradox, a place of serene, timeless beauty that is simultaneously an instant death trap for unprotected human life. The very conditions that allowed these magnificent crystals to grow so large, the stable, supersaturated, high-temperature mineral water that filled the cave for millennia, are the same conditions that now make it so inhospitable. It is a fragile, forbidden gallery of nature's art, a place that we can observe only briefly and from behind a wall of technology. A stark reminder of our physical limitations in the face of extreme geological environments. Our journey to the planet's most dangerous places comes to an end. From the serpent-ruled shores of Snake Island to the scalding, acidic pools of the Danakil Desert, we have witnessed environments where the forces of nature are absolute. These are not places for us. They are realms of extreme chemistry, geology, and biology, operating on a scale and with an intensity that scorns human presence. They are the Earth's own masterpieces of peril, beautiful in their severity and humbling in their power. They remind us that for all our progress and technology, we remain profoundly vulnerable. These locations challenge our perception of the world. They show us that not every corner of our planet is a welcoming habitat. Some are furnaces, some are poison traps, and others are monuments to a power we can scarcely comprehend. To learn about them is to gain a deeper respect for the intricate and often violent systems that govern our world. They are a testament to the fact that life is tenacious, adapting to the most hellish conditions, but also that there are boundaries that life, particularly human life, simply cannot cross. The world is full of wonders, both beautiful and terrifying. Exploring them, even from a distance, enriches our understanding of the planet we call home. What other incredible and dangerous places do you know of? Let us know in the comments below. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Top 5s with notifications on. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary and perilous expedition. Stay curious and stay safe.